Hey guys, Supertecnoboff here, and I'm here with a small little sort of announcement and kind of a new video about the new Xcode 4. So yeah, around a few days ago, Apple released Xcode 4. This is the final edition, out of beta now, the full final edition of Xcode 4 on the developer website and also on the Mac App Store. And at first first thoughts, I saw it and I thought, oh god, this looks really complicated. But actually, when I started using it, I found that in fact it's a fantastic SDK, and it comes with so many great improvements. So my first question to my subscribers really is: are you happy with me using Xcode 4 for my Xcode tutorial videos on my YouTube channel? I've got it installed. I can always revert back to Xcode 3 if you really want me to, but personally I prefer just to use the latest SDK. And not just that, it comes with many new enhancements that just weren't available in the older versions of Xcode. So I'm just going to start a new view-based application. I'm just going to call this test company, whatever. Just leave it. That's not the actual thing, but just click the next. Yeah, it's fine. Desktop, save it there. But first thing you notice is that Xcode 4 has been completely changed. That you don't find anything from the old Xcode really. I mean, you might find a few similar aspects in terms of design, but pretty much everything else has been changed. Whether it's something which has been improved or something which has been changed completely. But really, Xcode 4 makes developing a lot easier. And I'll tell you why. It's not necessarily because it makes doing a task necessarily, it doesn't change the way you do certain tasks, like, setting up the plist file, for example, adding an icon and things, but it lays out a lot nicer. It saves you a lot of time. So for example here, when you want to add an app icon, for example, you get two options. You could either revert back to the older method and just type in the name of the app icon, or you can simply drag and drop an image into these app icon sections here. And to be honest, which one's easier? I mean, I think this one's a lot easier, and it will save you a lot of time. You won't have to type anything out. You just drag and drop your image. Obviously, you've got to stay to the same guidelines. So for your normal image, it's 57 by 57 PNG. Your Retina display image is 114 by 114, and so on. But the point is, it's a lot easier. So that's one of the new things you can see. Just things have changed. A lot of things have changed in Xcode 4. Another major advancement in Xcode 4 is that Interface Builder is now part of Xcode 4. So if you see in my dock, I used to have a Interface Builder icon in between the Xcode icon and the iOS Simulator icon. Well, now I don't, and that's because Interface Builder is integrated into Xcode 4. Now you might think, well, how is this going to improve or help me, develop my applications? Well, first of all, save you time, because you won't have to open up another application and start editing in that. Second of all, when you're editing in Xcode 4, you could view the code and view the interface file side by side. And in fact, that's very helpful. And, well, you might think, well, okay, once again, why would that be helpful? Well, when you want to, for example, make an IB outlet, you don't necessarily have to type in an IB outlet now. You could just drag in, for example, a round rect button into your interface file, and then drag a line from the round rect button to your code, and Interface Builder and Xcode, will automatically make you an IB outlet, and then you can name it whatever you wish. But that's just one of the things. There are tons of different things. In fact, let me show you. So here we just load the test view controller. Here we go. So this is my interface file here. This is just a random new app we just started now. But if you look in the sort of top right hand corner here, we got an option for an editor. So if we click that, as I said, we can view the code here for our interface. So this interface file is running on this .h code and obviously the .m code as well. And if we click here, we should get another option. Just wait for it to load. Yeah. So now you can see different codes side by side. So basically, this is basically your local revision. So this shows, I think it's just like Time Machine. So for example, if you made any changes in your interface or in just your code, you can see the changes made. And if you want to revert back to a file, instead of having to do Control Z or just editing it yourself, you can just simply view the older code on the left here and the newer code on the right here, and so on. But let's go back to editor. So yeah, here's our code, and I'm just going to open the side view here. So we get quite a few options here, as you can see here. So this is basically interface builder. I'm just going to close editor. So here's interface builder. As usual, we can drag on anything we want. So here's a tab bar, here's a web view, whatever. You get the idea. It works just like before, but it's integrated into Xcode. And for example, if we click on our web view, we get the same options as we did right here. So as I said, it may seem at first that everything's laid out completely differently and it's a lot more complicated, but it's really not. In fact, if anything, Apple have made it a lot easier for developers. Typical Apple really. They like to make things easier and simpler for developers, which is actually very good, because then you can focus on your code, which is the main part of the application. Fix any bugs which might be in your code. Get the performance of the application working, and so on. So yeah, this is Xcode 4, and so yeah, I'm just here with the question to my subscribers that, are you happy for me to develop applications and to, well, not redevelop applications, sorry, but to, make my video tutorials, my Xcode video tutorials using Xcode 4. Now, the main thing you guys come to my channel is obviously for the code. I explain to you the code you need for a certain action, I say what it does, and so on. But even if I do use Xcode for my tutorials, even for you beginners, beginner iOS developers out there, it's nothing to really worry about, because in the end of the day, if I just show you, for example, there's still the .h, the viewcontrol.h and the viewcontrol.m. So it's just the same as before. Some things have changed a bit, even in the code itself, but not much, okay? Not much. And pretty much all the code I show you in my tutorials really will work in the latest version of Xcode 3 and Xcode 4. So there's no worries there at all, okay? So yeah, there we have it, guys. That's just my question. Are you happy for me to, you start using Xcode 4 for my SDK videos on my YouTube channel? If you are, then leave a comment below or send me a YouTube PM, whatever. Like this video and let me know. Also now, regarding my Xcode tutorials, I've been working on more and more tutorials now. What I'm doing really is I'm starting to make a list now, okay? And I made a list of tutorials I made and the tutorials I'm planning to make, okay? And I've split them into two sections: the basic tutorials and the more advanced tutorials. And so I've gone through a lot of the sort of the kind of necessities. So how to add an app icon, how to add a splash screen, how to add a web view, things like that. Okay, a lot of the common features that a lot of developers use nowadays in their iOS applications. But as I said at the start of the year, I want to make more and more advanced tutorials. I'll still make them just as easy to follow, so if you're a beginner iOS developer, it won't be hard to follow, because I clearly explain what the code does, where to add it, and what it does. But I want to make more advanced tutorials, showing you other things, like how to implement RSS, which is in fact used in a lot of applications, how to implement things like the Twitter API, the Facebook API, these kind of things which a lot of developers use in their applications. So let me know what you think about my plans. I'm working, I may not have really uploaded much yet to YouTube, but I am working really hard on making these videos. I'd rather, as I said before, I'd rather make, work on quantity rather than quantity. So, it's better me making, let's say, 2 or 3 videos which are really good, rather than making, let's say, 20 Xcode tutorial videos, but they're all rubbish and look horrible and, they're hard to follow. So yeah, there we have it. So that's sort of the latest news from me about Xcode, about my Xcode tutorials and so on. I will start uploading as fast as I can. I'm just really busy at the moment. I'm working on so many things, on Supertecnoboff projects and working on lots of my iOS apps and so on. But when I can, I will of course make and upload more Xcode tutorial videos. And lastly, regarding my videos, I do try to make other types of videos rather than just Xcode tutorials on my YouTube channel. And I got some fantastic content, some unboxing coming up pretty soon. I'm thinking of personally getting an iPad 2. Been saving up for it for quite a while now, and I've been thinking, as of my sort of first iPad, getting that. So I'd be really interested to do an unboxing and review of that when it comes out in the UK. So let me know what you think about that. And I'll probably be doing some iPad app reviews and some more iPhone app reviews as well later on in the year. So yeah, there we have it. That's latest news from me, and thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much to everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. I'm getting really close now to 1,000 subscribers. Now, obviously, compared to people like, I don't know, John 4Lakers, that's nothing. But for me, that's a pretty big achievement. I'm really happy with the progress, I've made, and the progress that, the rate at which my channel is growing on YouTube is just brilliant. So thank you very much to everyone who's subscribed. As I said, I'm working really hard on making some great videos for my channel. As I said, better to make quantity rather than or quality, sorry, rather than quantity. So that's why on my channel you don't get as regular sort of uploads as you will on sort of other YouTube channels. It just depends. So there we have it, guys. Well, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.